Hey there, folks. This is OUinsider.com co-publisher Parker Thune. And look, every single fall, there's Sooner football going on. And that's what I spend the vast majority of my time and energy covering for y'all. But obviously, one of the things that I also love to do is get out on the road and see some Oklahoma commits and targets on the recruiting trail. I brought the video camera with me the last couple weeks and fortunately got to witness some very, very impressive individual performances and figured I'd share with you guys. Welcome to an OUinsider.com recruiting rundown, where you get to see some of what I've seen the last couple of weeks as I've been traveling and out on the road seeing some very, very gifted high school football players across the Mid-South. Now, I want to start here with four-star 2027 quarterback and top Oklahoma target Peyton Houston out of Shreveport, Louisiana. And yes, I know many of you are going to have jokes to make at Shreveport's expense. Okay, whatever. I tell you, there's nowhere I would have rather been last Thursday night than in Shreveport, Louisiana, because I got to witness Peyton Houston make history. Now, listen, it's somewhat disputed because obviously there is no centralized record for keeping of high school football statistics from across the country. But by many accounts, last Thursday night, Peyton Houston threw for more yards in a single game than any high school quarterback has ever thrown for. 53 of 68, 817 yards. He threw for 8 touchdowns. He rushed for 2 more. That's a total of 10, if my fingers don't deceive me. And somehow, Houston and the Evangel Eagles did not win this football game. They ended up losing 77-76 in overtime. By far the highest scoring game I've ever covered. But I walked away completely sold on Peyton Houston. And he's a guy that I got to watch in person for the first time when he was in 8th grade. So he's been on my radar a while. He's obviously been on Oklahoma's radar for a while as well. But as much as I've liked to see Peyton Houston in a camp environment and as dominant as he has been in such an environment, to watch him light it up on a Friday night, or I should say in this case, a Thursday night, completely and definitively answered any questions I had about his game. This kid, even as a sophomore, is very well built. You look at the frame, the physique, he's muscular. There's no bad weight whatsoever. He's not as tall as your prototypical quarterback, but he's still about 6 feet. Obviously, you can work with that in this modern era of college football. And moreover, he can make every single throw to every single level and make it with precision. The leadership is uncanny. The ability to improvise. All the stuff that Peyton Houston does on the football field is stuff that very few sophomores in high school can accomplish. He is the complete package. For my money, as of right now, the best 2027 signal caller in the nation. So that was a memorable night down in the boot. The following night, I was in DFW. Obviously, this directly preceded OU Texas. So I was in the Metroplex, got the chance to swing by Lancaster and Skyline to watch 3-star 2025 wide receiver and Oklahoma commit Manny Choice in action. And it wasn't necessarily what you would quantify as a dominant night for Choice. He caught 7 passes, scored a touchdown. The touchdown he scored was very, very impressive. 38-yard catch and run. But as I have long maintained, I don't know that there is a more underrated member of Oklahoma's 2025 class than Manny Choice. I truly do not understand how this kid still has a 3-star label attached to him. There are a ton of similarities in my eyes to CeeDee Lamb. Now, don't take that as me saying he's going to be the next CeeDee Lamb. There's plenty of development that has to occur, and if you recall, CeeDee Lamb was not CeeDee Lamb until he made that quantum leap from between his sophomore year of college at OU in 2018 and his junior year of college at OU in 2019. But there are some very striking similarities. The size. He's a little bit skinny, just like CeeDee was when he was coming up through the high school ranks. The ball skills are remarkable. He moves incredibly well and runs such crisp routes for a guy of that size. A guy who's 6'4", verging on 6'5", like Choice, those dudes tend to lumber a little bit. But the best way I can put it is Choice is a guy who's 6'4" and runs like he's 5'10". Very, very quick and light on his feet. There is a lot to like about what this guy brings to the table, and I'm very excited about what his future may look like at Oklahoma under the tutelage of Emmett Jones. Now, just last night, I got the chance to jet out to the 918 and watch Dakota's finest, well, except for Carrie Underwood, of course. And that would be 4-star wide receiver Elijah Thomas, one of the most complete wide receivers that has come out of the Sooner State in recent memory. He's been committed to OU for a long, long time, pledged in July of 2023, and he has been instrumental in keeping the 2025 class together and recruiting his peers to Norman as well. It took Thomas a little while to get going in this game. He only caught one pass prior to halftime. He was mostly used as a decoy, but in the second half, he took over. He scored 3 total touchdowns, would have had a 4th, but it was wiped out due to a penalty, and easily the most memorable individual play of the night came from Thomas on a 40-yard catch and run in the final minutes. I mean, just watch this play. Watch the ridiculousness. I count 6 broken tackles here as Thomas weaves his way to the end zone. This put Shakota up 32-27. Now Holland Hall would ultimately score and win the game 33-32. But all in all, an incredible individual night for Thomas, who just continues to showcase why he is the #1 player in the state of Oklahoma in the 2025 class and a national top 25 prospect at the wide receiver position. Boy, are there plenty of Sooner fans out there that wish both Choice and Thomas could suit up for the Sooners tomorrow. But I will say this, as soon as they show up to campus as true freshmen, I expect both of those guys to have a role in an immediate sense for Oklahoma. I think they can contribute right off the bat. I think they will contribute right off the bat. To what extent? I don't know. That's largely dependent upon what the rest of the depth chart looks like next year at those positions. But Choice and Thomas are 2 guys that are going to be very, very difficult to keep off the field for any duration of time whatsoever. That's it for this OUinsider.com recruiting rundown. Like it? Love it? Hate it? Let me know your thoughts below. First time I've done something like this. So, if y'all give it a thumbs up, I'll keep doing them. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It doesn't cost you anything. It just helps us out. Now, if you want all the insider recruiting intel and information, some of which obviously can't be voiced on a public platform, well, I'd recommend you go over to OUinsider.com, grab a subscription for just a few dollars a month, and trust me, folks, we'll make it worth your while with all of the intel that comes your way. Thanks, take care, and I'll see you next time.